Before we begin NXT review tonight, man, I just want to make sure everybody is aware that there is a limited edition gold foil JD Club t-shirt now available on teespring.com. It is available for the next 11 days. You got a week and a half to get your new Team JD gold foil t-shirt. The original ones were not sold with the gold foil. Teespring hit me up, being that we had 2 successful campaigns already with the original design, and they are now pushing the gold foil exclusive. This is the only time you're ever going to get this one. So if you guys want to support the podcast, if you guys want to support the channel and the show, please go out and get your gold foil limited edition t-shirt. We sold 21 t-shirts in 2 days, man. That is fantastic. So if you guys want to get your t-shirt, you will have them before WrestleMania. I urge you to go get it. You will not see the gold foil ones ever again, man. So teespring.com, I'll leave you guys a link at the top of the comment section with the link pinned down below. So please make sure you go and get that today or whenever you guys have payday coming up this week. I would appreciate it if you support the podcast with Teespring's gold foil limited edition JD Club t-shirt. Man, it's amazing. I'm watching NXT tonight, and the happenings that happened during the tapings tonight, the new set of tapings that we're going to be seeing next week, the news coming out of these tapings was bigger than anything that happened on this show. This show was kind of predictable, if you ask me, but I kept refreshing my Twitter feed because I heard rumors of something happening that I've been asking for a very long time. Debuts happening. NXT right now, man, it's the place to be. NXT right now is the brand that is asking for all eyes. They're doing everything that they can to make sure that all eyes are focused on NXT. They are doing everything in their power to make sure that everybody wants to come to NXT. And the news that broke tonight is absolutely fucking exciting, man. I feel like a little kid reporting this news. This is absolutely fantastic news. We've been asking for it. We've been wanting it. It's a necessity at this point with the size of this roster and with the amount of talent that is on this roster. A new championship is being brought, not to 205 Live. Not only to 205 Live, I should say. I'll talk about that on off the script because I do have my thoughts on that. I know some of you wanted my thoughts on the rumor of new tag team championships coming to 205 Live for the cruiserweights. But that is not the only title that WWE is going to be introducing. We are getting a new mid-card title in NXT, and this one is called the North American Championship. It's got an old-school vibe to it, man. I like it. I can't wait to see the design on it. But you're probably asking, how are they going to introduce this new title? Where are they going to introduce this new title? When are they going to introduce this new title? Where? New Orleans. When? TakeOver, New Orleans. Who's going to be competing for it? NXT, like I said, man, they're making sure that all eyes will be focused on what they're doing WrestleMania weekend. And what they have planned may be the very best thing that we see all WrestleMania weekend. And I'm even including Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles, man. Listen to this. There are plans to introduce a new title during WrestleMania weekend. I'm not one for spoilers, but this is too big to just keep in the bag, bro. William Regal announced during Wednesday's NXT TakeOver, or NXT TV tapings rather, that at TakeOver, a new North American champion will be crowned at TakeOver New Orleans. Former Impact Wrestling champion EC3, Ethan Carter III, appeared on stage, and then he said it was nice of William Regal to create a title just to give it to him. Regal stopped and said that the title will not be given away, but EC3 will be given an opportunity to compete for it. At NXT TakeOver New Orleans, EC3, Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole, we have Ricochet, we have Lars Sullivan, and Killian Dane. 6 of those men, 6 men, will be competing in a ladder match to crown a new North American champion for NXT. Ricochet, Adam Cole, The Velveteen Dream, EC3, Killian Dane, and Lars Sullivan. Unfucking believable. Ricochet was supposed to debut on NXT tonight. I don't know what happened. I think they intentionally cut it out. For whatever reason, I don't know. There's no reason really why I tuned in tonight, because I wanted to see Ricochet make his NXT debut. They left it out. I don't know what they did, why they did it, but it looks like they're saving his debut for this announcement. This is unbelievable, man. Although EC3 was introduced in the crowd at TakeOver Philadelphia, this was basically considered his NXT debut officially. He had wrestled in NXT years ago under the name of Derek Bateman. Unreal, man. I was wondering what they were going to do with Adam Cole. Adam Cole got into a little verbal back and forth with, what's his name? Roderick Strong tonight and Pete Dunne. I thought we might have seen something along the lines at TakeOver with Adam Cole and Pete Dunne. They're saving that actually for next week. That's actually being taped as we speak. But a 6-way ladder match at NXT TakeOver to crown a new North American champion with those men involved, man. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Ricochet in a ladder match. Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, and Killian Dane, the two destructive forces in NXT. I'm fucking excited, man. This is an exciting time to be a fan of NXT. And the one thing I love about that match, unpredictable. You don't know who's going to win that match. Any one of those guys can win that match. This is exactly what NXT needed. Because there's only two guys at a certain time that is vying for the NXT championship. This is perfect. And with the amount of talent in that ring, in that match, to crown a new champion, the unpredictability factor, man, is off the fucking charts. Nobody knows who's going to walk. Any one of those guys can walk out as the new North American champion. I love it. I absolutely love it, man. I can't wait to see what the title looks like. I can't wait to see, this new batch of talent come into NXT, man. This new set of tapings, man. Holy shit. We were all excited for TakeOver New Orleans, and WWE made sure we take that excitement level and fucking bring it through the roof. Holy shit. Speaking of championships, the tag team championships in NXT, they are in trouble, man. Bobby Fish got injured. Bobby Fish is going to have to relinquish the tag team championships. Undisputed Era is no more. No more tag team championships for Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish was seen arriving at Full Sail University earlier today before the tapings, and he was on crutches. Fish had surgery earlier in the week after suffering a knee injury at the live event. Nobody knew how serious it was, but it was serious enough for him to opt to get surgery immediately and begin the rehabilitation process. There is no word on how long he will be out of action, but he and Kyle O'Reilly are the current NXT Tag Team Champions. They were scheduled to defend the NXT Tag Team Championships at TakeOver New Orleans during WrestleMania weekend. The word backstage is that Undisputed will be stripped of the NXT Tag Team Championships and new champions will be crowned at TakeOver. So the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which started tonight, the winner was supposed to receive an opportunity at the Tag Team Championships, an opportunity at the Undisputed Era, Fish and O'Reilly. Now the finals of the tournament will be for the Tag Team Championships of NXT, man. That is a devastating blow to the Undisputed Era. I wish Bobby Fish a speedy recovery, man. That is shitty fucking news, man. That sucks. That fucking sucks. But we're looking at the tag team tournament now, the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I don't know. My pick is already eliminated. My pick is already eliminated. So I don't know who's going to win this thing. WWE has changed or altered the brackets for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I thought they were going to do it in a way that was going to get TM61 as the team to go over. TM61 got eliminated tonight by the Authors of Pain. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. My backup team here, in this instance, are the Street Profits. I'm going with them. Street Profits next week against Heavy Machinery, and Sanity will go against Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss as the tournament will commence here on NXT, man. But that sucks for Bobby Fish. So not only are we going to have a new North American champion crowned at NXT TakeOver, we're going to have new tag team champions crowned at NXT TakeOver, man. Maybe now WWE will add a sixth match to the formulaic fifth match at NXT TakeOver. Maybe NXT TakeOver will slowly start to creep into, or at least closer to, that 3-hour mark. Because we want more NXT, man. Usually NXT TakeOver usually goes about 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 20 minutes. At most, 2 hours and 30 minutes. We might be pushing close to 3 hours now with these TakeOver events, man, because you're going to have the NXT title, tag team titles, women's title, North American title, and then possibly 2 singles matches for the undercard. I love it, man. Possible UK championship. NXT, man. They're doing some fucking fun shit, man. I love it. I love it. I'm all over this. That's the big news coming out of the tapings tonight. Other than that, I do have news on Tommaso Ciampa. We'll talk about that as we talk about his great performance tonight on NXT. But other than that, man, this show tonight was fun, but it was rather predictable outside of the opening match. And we'll get into all that in a second, man. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications so that you guys are aware of when I do indeed upload here on the channel. Twitter is always a great backup, so make sure you guys, like I said, are following me there. audibletrial.com/offthescript for your free 30 days of their service. harrys.com/script for your free trial shave set. Both great ways to support the show. And if you guys want to sign up for the Patreon page, man, tonight, there's an NXT, or not NXT, this is NXT. There's an OTS, there's an off-the-script extra waiting for you over there right now, man. As little as $1 a month can get you that free content tonight. We talk about possibly changing WrestleMania to a 2-day event, and I give you the breakdown of what I would do for a night 1 and a night 2 for WrestleMania, man. Moving forward, not this year, obviously, but moving forward into the future for WrestleMania. Would WrestleMania succeed as a 2-night event? 40-minute podcast right now exclusively on Patreon. We'll go live on YouTube tomorrow afternoon. If you guys want to sign up for that, patreon.com/JD from NY206. NXT tonight started off with the Authors of Pain versus TM61 in the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I honestly thought that this entire tournament was going to be built around getting TM61 over and getting TM61 into title contention, and quite possibly them becoming the new NXT Tag Team Champions against the Undisputed. This was a very good match, short but good. And I honestly am surprised by the outcome of this match. With all the video packages that we've seen on TM61, a glimpse into their personal life, how they came to be, why they're here, their background. We got a glimpse of their personalities outside the ring. I honestly thought they were being groomed as the next team. They came back from injury. They had a lot of fanfare, a lot of hype. And they enter this tournament and they're immediately ousted in 5 minutes by the Authors of Pain. It looks like the Authors of Pain aren't going anywhere right now. Looks like the Authors of Pain aren't done writing, and they're nowhere near writing the final chapter, but they did give the final chapter to Nick Miller and Shane Thorne tonight. This was a very, very good match. Like I said, short, explosive, and it got both teams over and really set the pace for this tournament already. Tope con Hilo's over the top. TM61 had things in control early on. They were lifting both members, Akam and Razor, the Authors of Pain, suplexing them, throwing them around. I didn't really know, man. TM61 is very deceptive about how powerful they really are, lifting both guys like that. But it all came breaking down across TM61 because Akam and Razor turned things around very, very quickly. Akam had a powerbomb neckbreaker combo. Miller able to break it up. He got that on Shane Thorne. Miller broke up that pin attempt. Side suplex by Shane Thorne, like I said, very deceptive in the way they look, lifting both of these guys up. Miller then with a moonsault off the top. Beautiful moonsault off the top. Razor breaks that pin up. Razor then takes Shane Thorne and powerbombs him from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring on the ring apron. He literally throws Shane Thorne over the top rope from inside the ring onto the ring apron. He was dead. He was out. He wasn't even moving. Chants of holy shit throughout the entire arena. Miller then gets suplexed, exploder suplexed in the corner, and then followed by the last chapter and the pin, and that's it. The Authors of Pain advance to the second round, the semifinals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Very surprised by this outcome. I honestly thought the Authors of Pain were going to put over TM61 and we would see TM61 in the second round against the Street Profits. That's what I was hoping for. And it looks like we're not going to get that at all. Another thing I was thinking about here is we're wondering who the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, are going to face at WrestleMania and who they're going to defend the Tag Team Championships against for Monday Night Raw. I'm watching the Authors of Pain here tonight, and I'm watching their destruction in the second half of this match, and I'm thinking to myself, man, would I love to see this type of destruction against the Bar at WrestleMania, man. I would love to see the matchup of the power of the Authors of Pain and the strategic, wrestling style of Cesaro against these types of guys, and the brutality and the rough and toughness of Sheamus against these guys, man. I think that'd be a great match at WrestleMania. If they want to shock us and bring someone up and debut somebody at WrestleMania, I think the Authors of Pain would be perfect. I think they'd get a really, really, really generous pop at WrestleMania if they debuted and challenged out of nowhere. Being that the Bar is going around saying that they've beaten everybody. Step up to the plate. Let me see you write a chapter in the book of pain. I'd love to see that, man. I think that would be fantastic. That's not the first time it would be talked about when it comes to an NXT talent debuting at WrestleMania. Shinsuke Nakamura was supposed to debut at WrestleMania last year against The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Daniel Bryan and The Miz had that little thing going on, that little war of words, and it was supposed to end in a storyline where Daniel Bryan was going to handpick an opponent for The Miz and the Intercontinental Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura was going to be that guy, but they saved him for the Tuesday after WrestleMania. And then they gave us John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice in that mixed tag team match that went nowhere, which pretty much only highlighted John Cena's proposal to Nikki Bella. So I'd like to see Authors of Pain versus the Bar, man. I think that'd be a very intriguing match. Two different styles for sure. William Regal was talking to Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. He was asked who will win. He decides not to answer, obviously, and goes off and says he has business to attend to. Pete Dunne then shows up and says the UK Championship is not going anywhere. Roderick Strong shows up, has a little back and forth with Pete Dunne. Undisputed Era comes along and makes fun of Strong about wanting one more big match. And Adam Cole's like, what are you asking for, one more big match? So what? You in the end up losing as always? Dunne then kind of backs up Roderick Strong here because all Roddy said to Pete Dunne in a very respectful way, what we did was great. I look forward to the next meeting between us. Very, very respectful, right? Adam Cole comes in, got to throw in a little jab at Roddy saying that he's a loser. Pete Dunne then looks at Adam Cole and says, you haven't won anything since you've been in NXT. It's a little bit of a stare down there. William Regal breaks it up, and we got the match signed for next week. Adam Cole will be going up against Pete Dunne for the UK Championship on NXT next week, man, in the main event. Random basement segment, random basement promo here by Sanity. Eric Young and Alexander Wolf say their chaos will continue in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Nikki Cross in the background just laughing like a psychopath. Killian Dane says Aleister Black, chaos will win tonight in the main event. Bianca Belair versus Miss Drew Renee. This one was literally a minute. Bianca Belair looking good. She is my favorite of the women in NXT right now. Looking a little fit there, Miss Bianca Belair. I hope you're not named in the Richard Rodriguez steroid scandal. Bianca Belair looking a little too primed and cut, I gotta say, man. She was leaning over the top rope and she was flexing. She's got more muscle than anything, man. Not bad, but a little eye-opening. She looks great, and I can't wait to see her succeed in NXT, but she looks a little oddly, I would say, too enhanced. Or maybe it's just me this week, and I'm the only one who's seen it. I don't know. Belair with 3 vertical suplexes, and then a fall-away power bomb, which she calls the alley-oop. The alley-oop for the win. 1, 2, 3. Christy St. Android fuck starts talking with Lacey Evans, another one who I can't stand. Lacey Evans says she's here to show some class. She says Dakota Kai is another example of a classless woman. Next week, she'll test out Kai in the ring. Shayna Baszler then shows up. And then Lacey Evans, like a coward, says, I have business to attend to. She leaves. Shayna Baszler has been calling out this fighting champion you call Ember Moon, but all she's received is silence from the champion about another match. And Shayna Baszler wants to know why. Heavy Machinery was seen working out in the Performance Center. Says no team is ready for them in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I'm going with the Street Profits, man. I'm going with the Street Profits. My number one team is ousted. Hopefully my number two team is a little bit more successful next week. Street Profits versus Heavy Machinery. Tucker was pulling Otis on a sled while lifting weights, and Otis was making weird sounds and grunts, and Tucker Knight says that nobody is ready for Heavy Machinery. This is the best part of the show. My man Tommaso Ciampa, the Blackheart himself, the prick himself, with a great performance, man. And you know, when you are in a massive storyline like he's in right now with good old Johnny Gargano, and what we have seen from him, dating all the way back to NXT TakeOver Chicago, when the initial breakup of DIY happened, all the way to now, and everything that happened in between. You know you are over. And you know you are doing your job to perfection. When you lift up a microphone, bring that microphone to your lips, and you say not one word, and they boo the ever-living shit out of you. Tommaso Ciampa said not one fucking word tonight. Not one. And he got booed out of the building. Chance of you suck. Chance of we want Johnny. Johnny sucks. I don't know who those fucking people are. What's with the Johnny? We want Johnny. Johnny sucks chance. Who the fuck is chanting Johnny sucks? Ciampa still hasn't said anything up until this point. He came down holding a crutch over his left shoulder, his favorite weapon. He wants to talk, but they keep booing him, so he waits until it dies down. He lifts the microphone to his mouth. They continue booing. Ciampa finally gets frustrated, throws the mic, and leaves the ring. He walks around the ringside area. He's walking up towards the stage. He sees this fucking geek sitting in the front row wearing a Johnny Wrestling t-shirt and has a sign with Johnny Gargano's face logo, that emoji logo that Johnny Gargano has. And on the side of the poster says Johnny Wrestling. And then the big emoji right in the middle. Tommaso Ciampa takes this fucking sign from this guy. This guy literally freaked the fuck out as Ciampa took the sign. Ciampa takes the sign, runs back into the ring, and beats the shit out of the sign with his crutch. He breaks the crutch, he rips the sign, and then he leaves the ring, and he looks back, and Tommaso Ciampa looks fucking fantastic, man. This is his moment for sure. Looking out at the NXT universe, and all he does is have his arms out like this, as if he did a good deed. He didn't say one fucking word, man, and I enjoyed more of what he did tonight than the entire show. I enjoyed the 10 minutes of Tommaso Ciampa than I did all of SmackDown last night. That is a heel. That is a heel that you know is over. Look at the job he did. He didn't say one fucking word, and he was over like he was tonight. Unreal. I can't wait to see. Just based on what we've seen tonight, I can't wait till Johnny Gargano comes back. I can't wait until you put those two guys in front of a takeover crowd. That place is going to fucking crumble. Match of the year. Gonna be tough against Almas, but I think they can do it for sure. Next week, Sanity, Eric Young and Alexander Wolf versus Sabatelli and Moss. First round match, Profits versus Machinery. First round match, Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole. Should be a very good edition of NXT next week. Speaking of Tommaso Ciampa, again, you want to know how good this guy is doing? He's taking his act. He's taking his heel character to Twitter, and he's not letting go, man. He ain't letting go of it. Looks like he doesn't really want to make any friends at all in the light of what happened to Johnny Gargano. Not only has he refused to let WWE Shop print his Blackheart t-shirt design, I would love to wear that around. It looks great. But now it looks like he's refusing to go on any wrestling podcasts as well. He let this new stance on podcasting be known this week by firing shots at Jericho, Edge, and Christian. Now, some people were asking me, JD, is Tommaso Ciampa serious with these comments? No. He's just playing up his character. Why would he ever show disrespect to Jericho or Edge and Christian? Really. He's just playing up his character. He's playing into the fact that everybody fucking hates him and he don't want to give anybody answers for his actions. I love it. Ciampa says he has no interest in telling his story or helping them draw listeners. He added a little strap your rocket to someone who needs it line to Edge and Christian, who consider themselves the rocket strappers because so many people who appear on their show end up doing great things shortly after their appearance. Jericho then replied, saying that he was fine by him because Y2J had no interest in having Tommaso Ciampa show up on his show at all. Edge said Tommaso Ciampa needs to calm down or he might hurt his beard. He then went on to say how well Johnny Gargano's episode of Edge and Christian's Pod of Awesomeness did. And Ciampa wasn't considered to have any type of rocket strap to him at all. They didn't even have him on the list of potential guests. So it looks like neither show was really considering Tommaso Ciampa in the first place, even before he said he wouldn't be on their shows anyway. So I guess he has nothing to worry about. So Ciampa seemed amused and wanted to, again, take jabs in character at Edge and Christian and Chris Jericho. Note to all podcasters, including, and he doesn't even at Edge and Christian on Twitter. He puts literally at Edge rated R. He doesn't use the little at symbol. He types the word at. He doesn't even tag them in the fucking tweet. I have absolutely zero interest in telling my story or helping you draw listeners. Strap your rocket to someone who needs it. And then he goes on to say, my bad, I forgot to tag you. And then he goes, at I am Jericho, kiss my black heart, with 3 little black heart emojis. So then Jericho replies back, that's great, because I have no interest in having you. Maybe when you make it to the big leagues, kid. Jericho said that, and then Edge and Christian, actually Edge, followed up with something. Settle down, you might sprain your beard. Firstly, you were never even considered to be rocket strapped, but we had your old partner at Johnny Gargano, and they added him in the tweet. We had him on the show. Huge numbers. Secondly, use your damn at button next time. You smell jealous, kid. It's a mix of buffalo pheromones and Drakkar Noir. Whatever the fuck that is, I don't know. Just a couple of wrestling legends following along and hanging on to my every word, replies Tommaso Ciampa. Oops. He says, I misspelled has-beens. Hashtag Christian was always cooler. And then he does at, and he puts at Edge and at Y2J. He don't even at them legitimately. He ats them as by their wrestling name. Man, this guy, and then he says, good night, boys. Tommaso Ciampa is fan-fucking-tastic, man. You guys got to follow him on Twitter. It is hilarious what he does on there. Playing up to the character, man, and that's what we need. Seriousness. Do not stray from the fucking brilliant storytelling that's going on right now. Main event of tonight's show was Aleister Black versus Killian Dane. Dane was in charge of this match. I'd say 95% of it, man. 95% of it. All Dane did was throw his weight around. Held and grounded Aleister Black. Came off the top with a Vader bomb. Dane dropped him with a clothesline. He went to the top to Aleister Black. He tried to do a high-risk move by trying to get back into the match, and he got caught by Dane with a clothesline, 2 count. Dane then picks Black up by his jaw, and they go back and forth with some strikes. Dane with a spine buster, followed up by, like I said, a Vader bomb. And somehow Black kicked out. He went for the Ulster Plantation. This gets reversed into a pin, but both men got back up, and before Killian Dane can turn around, Black Mass was coming at him at 1,000 miles per hour. Black Mass connects, and Mauro Ranallo almost lost his fucking mind. Everybody was screaming at the top of their lungs because it literally came out of nowhere. Black Mass connects 1, 2, 3. As we predicted, this one didn't make Aleister Black the number one contender per se. They weren't going to let the cat out of the bag yet, but we kind of know that Aleister Black's going to be the one to challenge almost at TakeOver New Orleans. This puts Aleister Black right in title contention. Aleister Black beats Killian Dane with major title implications by pinfall. Black Mass for the pin. And that was your NXT tonight, man. Whatever happened as far as the news goes was more important than what happened on the show. This was the last set of tapings for this particular set of tapings. So the crowd was kind of, they were okay with the Tommaso Ciampa stuff, and, they were into the tag team match, and they were kind of dead for the Aleister Black Killian Dane match. But, any crowd would be dead if they got to sit through 4 separate TV tapings. They are back at Full Sail, but the news coming out of Full Sail already with the new NXT title being introduced at TakeOver New Orleans, and then Bobby Fish being injured and Undisputed being stripped of the tag team title. That's major news, man. Major news, more so than what happened on the show tonight. If I hear anything else, obviously I will keep following these breaking stories. I will let you guys know on Off the Script if anything else happens. And that is your NXT review, man. We'll wait till next week. It should be a big week for NXT next week, and then every week after that going towards NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Make sure you guys go get your gold foil t-shirt, teespring.com. Link will be down in the description below. Please make sure you guys go and do that. Great way to support the show. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Off the Script Extra when that WrestleMania debate goes live. Will WWE ever book WrestleMania as a 2-night event, and could it work? That will be live at 5 p.m. tomorrow, so make sure you guys check that out. And then I'll be right back here on Friday afternoon with episode number 212, part number 1 for this weekend's Off the Script. Thank you guys so very much. Hit that thumbs up. Get your t-shirts. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Patreon. Support harrys.com/script. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And I got a new design coming to the barbershop window. Online store this weekend. So make sure you guys look out for that. We're getting ready for WrestleMania season. And Off the Script is going to be covering everything moving forward, man. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for OTS Extra. And then Friday for episode 212. I'll talk to you later.